Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you are doing well and are excited about today's webinar organized by AIMCA UK. As we all know, our medical college hold epic words, dignity in service. Allama Iqbal Medical College Alumni UK believes in serving Iqbalians, and my name is Dr. Hayat Chaudhary, and I welcome you all to this special session where we are going to dive into the world of the PLAB 2 exam and unravel some key insight that will guide you through this journey. First of all, thank you for all who are joining us. And it's amazing to see a large number of Iqbalians in this webinar. We tried our level best to make this session informative, academic, and interactive. Everyone knows Pakistan's situation is not great, so everyone wants to come UK. Our panelists are very experienced, learned, and skillful. I would like to request our audience to put questions in chat box, and you can also join our AIMCA Facebook page. I will request Dr. Hafsa Abid to keep an eye on the questions, and definitely we will be able to answer the question at the end of talk. To start, let's go to know the incredible personalities who will be guiding us through the PLAB 2 universe. To start with, we have Dr. Irfan Rashid, who is chair Allama Iqbal Medical College Alumni and GP in Yorkshire. We have Dr. Usman Khan, consultant surgeon, lab examiner, past chair AIMCA UK, president APS UK. We have with us our great Dr. Ayaz Asghar, consultant ophthalmologist, past chair AIMCA UK and president GEO. In our panelist, we have amazing personality, Dr. Hafsa Abid, junior clinical fellow, Wexham Park Hospital, London. We have honorable speaker with us, Dr. Komal Riaz, FY2 East Cheshire NHS Trust, and another emerging talent speaker, Dr. Rana Shahzeb, teaching fellow, St. Nicholas, St. George's Park Hospital, Newcastle upon Tyne. And we have our adorable personality, very active member of AIMCA UK, Dr. Nasia Khalid. She is working as Junior Clinical Fellow, Royal Free Hospital, London. To start with, I am honored to have Dr. Irfan Rashid, the chair of AIMCA UK. Dr. Irfan, please take the virtual stage and enlighten us with your insights, please.
Thank you very much, Hayat, for a nice introduction. As you mentioned, I'm Irfan Rashid. I'm a graduate of Allama Iqbal Medical College 99 and here in UK since 2003. We established, along with other senior Iqbalians, Allama Iqbal Medical College Alumni UK about 10 years ago. Just to give you that AIMCA UK is the autonomous, apolitical, charitable organization, which is solely working. The main aim of AIMCA UK is to support Iqbalians in the UK as well as in Pakistan towards the teaching, training, and visiting lectures, some seminars and webinars, which we have done a lot during the COVID period as well. And also, just to give you a little bit background, we give scholarships to the deserving students of Allama Iqbal Medical College, as well as we give Qarz-e Hasna to the deserving students for PLAB 2 examination. We have started this NHS Career Series recently after a long gap, because as many of you know, there is a great influx of Iqbalians, Pakistani doctors coming to UK. And I think it's very important that we guide them in time and accurately. And that is the reason we started this webinar series. And inshallah, we will continue that at regular intervals. I will pass mic to you, back to you for other panelists to introduce themselves.
Thank you very much, Dr. Irfan, for your wonderful words. We have with us our special guest and President APS UK, ex-chairman APCA UK, Dr. Usman Amir Khan. He is clinical director and consultant surgeon. He is PLAB examiner, and he has always edified the dignity of hardworking and passion. He is very dedicated, intuited. I would love to invite Dr. Usman Khan. Please share your experience.
Assalamu alaikum, Hayat. Thank you very much for the instruction. I'm from class of 1983. So we are very senior Iqbalians. And Dr. Ayaz established the AIMCA UK with other colleagues, I think, in 2013. And then I became a part of it also. And since then, we've been working to improve things in our alumni and do as much for the Iqbalians as possible. I was an PLAB examiner for 3 years. I just left in June last year. So as an examiner, had a wonderful experience. It will be explained in detail by Dr. Komal and Dr. Shahzeb. But I would advise our participants to prepare well, as I'm sure they would do. But it's not a difficult exam. It's an exam of common sense. You must remember that. And you need to be composed. You must have self-belief, and you need to remain calm during that examination. When you go to the PLAB, your time, they give you time. You must read the instructions carefully. That is a key. Don't run through the instructions. They are very careful. Carefully written, so don't rush through them. And they are always about common problems. There is no difficult questions, and they don't ask you the things which are very uncommon. They are always common problems. History properly, because you will have a role player over there. And the role players are always there to help you. I often used to realize that when used to walk into the PLAB room to introduce themselves, they wouldn't even speak clearly. Often I had to ask them, could you please repeat your name and number? So that shouldn't happen. Don't get confused. Come in there, be confident, say your name and number loudly so everybody can hear you clearly, and then go ahead asking the questions. Like, I'll very shortly give you a simple scenario that a woman, you are a GP on call in your practice, a woman comes in with a 5-year-old child. It was a hot day, about 8 degree in, and the child has been playing outside for last 2-3 hours, and she comes in worried that he's developed a bit of rash uh, uh, on her back. So, I mean, it's simply the common thing will be, first thing you'll think about a heat rash. Don't straight away go into meningitis and things like that. Yes, you need to ask all those things also. But common things common first, and do things alphabetically, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's how you need to go about those. And listen to the role player. This is very important. They give you often hints. They are trying to take you towards. Before, they are always there to help you. They're not there to confuse you or trap you. So common sense is important. Don't try to be an Einstein. Just simply answer what they are looking for. Don't try to look very deeply into the things. They are day-to-day problems they'll ask you. Be confident, be assured of yourself. And the thing is, try to speak in English before even you come over with your class fellows, with your friends, because expression is important. And English is not our mother language. So at times when you convey something and you use a wrong expression, the thing completely, the other person will understand it completely wrongly, because the way you express yourself, the meaning is changed. So try to speak with your colleagues in English as much as you can. Thank you. That's all I had to say. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Swan, for wonderful words, continuous support, and enthusiasm, which keeps MCA on its feet. So let's welcome our my other co-host, Dr. Nasir Khalid. She's dignified, well-behaved, and flight junior, emerging talent from AIMC batch 2021, active member of MCA UK. She's currently working in Royal Free Hospital. Dr. Nasir, please let this session forward.
Thank you, Dr. Hayat, and welcome everyone, and a big virtual wave to everyone turning in today. I'm thrilled to introduce myself as Nasiha, your co-host for this session. And it's an absolute pleasure to have you all here. So throughout today's webinar, I'll be here to assist and answer your queries to the best of my ability, and also try, along with other members, try to provide the best information you guys are seeking. So type in all your questions in the chat box, and we are also live on Facebook, AIMCA group. So please ask your friends who are not present at the moment, just give them a text, because it's going to be a very informative session today. So without further ado, let's dive into it, and let's start from our first speaker, Dr. Komal Riaz from Allama Iqbal Medical College, batch 2020. She is currently working as an FY2 in East Cheshire. And she passed her PLAB 2 last year, got registration, got her job, and now is working. So she is definitely going to give you some tips and tricks regarding how to ace this journey and how to move sensibly towards that. So let's welcome Dr. Komal.
Thank you so much, Dr. Nasir, such a brief and nice introduction. And thank you, AIMC UK, for providing us this platform, made us sit together and to guide our juniors in a better and very comprehensive way. So without delaying anything, I will share my screen. We have prepared few slides, and I hope it will help you people a lot. So just please confirm if you can see my slides. Is it visible?
Yes, it is.
Okay, perfect. So I'm going to start from one thing that Mr. Khan has covered so much important points, which I think you come to realize at the end of your examination. When you come out of that real exam, you realize, okay, these were the things which I haven't understood throughout my preparation. And you people are going to miss these tips during your practice session. So this is my one advice, to note down all those points which Mr. Khan has covered, because these are the most important things. Second thing is, our session is mainly, we are focusing that we focus on top do's and do nots. This is what we are going to do from this platform, because there are a load of information available on the internet regarding PLAB 2, but our main focus will be on what to do and what not to do in this whole journey, while covering every aspect. So I think the most important thing to understand is what is actually PLAB 2, because going into any examination based on to understand what is the crux of that exam, rather than, I think, preparing in a dark. So PLAB 2 is about patient-centered management. It's not about showing how much knowledge you have. Like Mr. Khan also gave you examples. So if you have some patient with MI in your clinic, what will you do? You will tell the patient in a very sympathetic way and you will deliver the information in a very simple language rather than showing the patient how much you know about MI, isn't? So that's how you will perform in PLAB 2. It's not about how much you know about MI, it's about how much you are treating well the patient in front of you. So always focus who is in front of you, although they are actors, but they are your patient at that time. And I think this is the whole meaning of PLAB 2, not to vomit out knowledge. And you people have heard the word which is called being scripted. This is what happens when you vomit out your knowledge. You become scripted. So I think this is the main thing which usually you forget while practicing with your practice partner and while you are cramming your academy notes. Sorry if I'm being a super fast, because I wanted to cover each and every aspect, and we will be taking your question at the end. So the next thing is, for me, from my aspect, and I think my all colleagues will agree with it, that is the practice partner. We are so much focused on choosing a right academy that we forget the most important aspect, which is your study partner or your practice partner. It's more important than your academy, and you will come to know at the end of your preparation. So I always say, spend some good time in finding a good study partner. Find a study partner which has green flags like your life partner. Spend that much time on your study partner. So what are the green flags in a study partner? I would say a person who gives you honest feedback rather than who keeps on appreciating you. Oh, you did well. Oh, it was awesome. What will happen? You will be overconfident and you will be building your wrong reflexes, and you are going to do exactly same in the exam. What have you practiced with your partner? So find someone who is keep on bugging you, who identify your mistakes. And secondly, who is a good simulator in front of you? Because GMC stations stays same, all those station 500 or 600, they keep on coming. Then what changes in an exam? The way simulators communicate with you. Sometimes they will be like yes or no answer. And sometimes nowadays simulators are talking a lot. So when they talk a lot, you forget whatever your academy has taught you. So if your study partner is giving you yes, no answer and is lazy in front of you, you become habitual to that practice. So I think your study partner should be very active, and your study partner should be a very good simulator as well. And third most important thing that we Asians do from my aspect is that we have hard time to say no to people in which we feel like, okay, this person is not going to benefit us, but we, in sympathy or whatever we name it, we keep on going with that person. Please, if your study partner is not giving you any benefit, move to the next person and find some good people. And third thing is, try to practice with different people rather than sticking on one study partner. Yes, it's good to have one constant study partners, but when you practice with different people, you will know things which no academy will tell you. You will pick from other people. And one important thing that Mr. Khan mentioned is to how when you deliver something, it should be expressive in language. And I think the biggest mistake from Indian or Pakistani student make is interpersonal skill. We cram the lines of interpersonal skill and we deliver those lines as if we are robots. I would say, like in academy notes, they are written, I understand that you are going through a lot. I am here to help you. So we have crammed that line and we will deliver it. Patient is telling their grief and their sadness, and we will go like, I understand you are going through a lot. I am here to help you. What is your problem? I will do this. So where is the IPS? It's not just about line. It's about giving pause. It's about bringing expression in that line. You should go like, I understand, Mrs. Johnson, this has been a lot on you, but do not worry. We are here to help you. Okay, give a pause, let her process, and then go with your management. And I think best people for me were Nigerian. They are really, really good at expressions and how these things to be delivered. So if you feel a chance to practice with Nigerian people, I think this will be a plus point. And more important thing is, do not cram things a lot, practice more and practice more. This is the tip of that exam. And the next thing is academy. When you're sitting in Pakistan, you're thinking about PLAB, you spend so much time, which academy I should choose. So there are two concepts. I will cover it quickly. Some people say do not choose academy. This should be the case when you feel like you have someone available to you all the time who has gone through this exam and who has all the qualities of a good examiner, then good. Don't go to academy, but it is very rare case. So most of us do not have that mentor. So it's good to have academy because academy provides you a roadmap, a general roadmap. But what you should not do is to find an academy blindly, cramming their notes and trying to produce exactly same line which an academy has provided to you. One other benefit of academy is mocks. You will make those mistakes in the mocks which you haven't expected from yourself, and it will prevent you making those mistakes in real exam. And you will be also able to practice with different people in an academy, which will also be a big advantage. So cons, it's a big investment, and there is a very, I would say, a bad aspect of being scripted, and you can prevent it by balancing everything, the notes and the practice. Now, a very common question is that which academy I should go. For Iqbalians, I would especially say one big thing: do not follow your peers blindly, please. Do not follow peers blindly. It's very common in AIMC for past few years. I'm not discouraging or encouraging any academy. Each and every academy is more or less same with some pros and cons. What you should consider: your accommodation facility, where will be you comfortable, where your finances are better. And if you're a person who cannot live alone and who get depressed easily, where are your friends, where are your people around you? Because academy is just, I would say, 5 to 10% of the whole story. Having good sport, not having financial burden, having a good accommodation, they play a big part, because this is an exam of nerves, and if you are stressed, you are going to underperform it. So look at the every aspect and then choose the academy. Ask from people who have been to the different academy, ask about the pros and cons, and then analyze those pros and cons according to your own personality. If you're able to write down notes, if you're able to cram notes, what suits you most, rather than going with seniors. My senior had this much high success rate from that academy. It's a myth. Every academy has same success rate. Okay, I'm being very super fast, but I am trying to cover most of the aspect. If you have done PLAB 2 at this moment and you're looking forward to PLAB 2, and most people are not aware and their PLAB 2 gets delayed, is because of one big thing, which is visa. If you're out of Pakistan at this moment, to coming to the UK and take PLAB 2, you need visit visa. And one important document that most of medicos do not realize is your bank statement. If you have passed PLAB 2, first thing you should do is to prepare your bank statement. One thing, ask from different people. We will also try to conduct few seminar, I think, about this thing as well. But at this point, if you have booked your PLAB 2, which most of you have done, go and see your bank statement. It should go to UKVI site, please. I say that doctors have this thing of studying, and sometimes they lack these things to go and visit multiple sites and to find the information and to blindly follow people. Go to UKVI site, read about the visit visa thing. You will come to know everything and prepare accordingly. Secondly, do not get into trap of consultants who are charging you like 4 and 5 lakhs for a visit visa processing. It's a scam. Like, your visa fee will be hardly around 90,000 and you're paying 4 lakhs to a person who is doing nothing. You can do all those things. So look at 3 aspects: your bank statement, your consultant, and visit the UKVI site. And most important tips are, at this point, I think Mr. Khan has covered so beautifully. One thing I would like to add is start your practicing now from your home country. Do not believe that we will go there, we will prepare it in like a month. When you will come to the UK, there will be a lot to deal, your environment, your finances, a new environment. So start preparing from your home country, so you will be prepared, and when you come to the UK, it will be refined rather than scratching. Okay, so this is, I think, from my side, and Mr. Khan has covered some good tips. Try to stay with it. Thank you very much, and good luck, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Komal. That was a really, really great and brief introduction, tips, and the way to move forward and how we should take this exam. And I think one thing that is common, that is commonly said by both of our speakers so far is obviously confidence and not to be scripted. And this is so true, because when I went out of the exam room and basically the Hardman Square, I was so damn sure that I'm going to fail, because there were so many mistakes that I did in like every station, but most of them were in the management part. But there was one thing that I was sure, that was when I entered the room, I had a smile on my face. And behind that smile, only I knew what I had, the emotions only I knew. But I had a smile. I greeted the examiner with smile, confidently spoken my name out, like this is my room and I have been here before, even though it was my first attempt. So that was the only thing I think that got me through. And I just failed one station, which I did terribly bad in, like terribly bad, where the simulator did not let me speak because of one of the blunders. That was also because I was scripted, I would say. So yes, be confident, act like you know where you are, and act like that you know your thing. You're not just here to kind of, let's do it, maybe I can. No, you have done it before, and it's not the first time. This is just kind of a role play exam where they're just going to assess your confidence and your ability to communicate and work in their system. Okay, obviously you have to have a background knowledge, and for that you need to study. So yeah, very good. Thank you, Dr. Komal. So moving on.
Can I just, sorry, interrupt, request Dr. Komal to unshare her screen. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So moving on, let's extend a warm welcome to Dr. Rana Shahzeb. He's a remarkable member of Iqbalian batch of 2020, and most of you would be already familiar with him through his YouTube videos and his commitment to supporting juniors and fellow colleagues through his dedicated platform. So it's a pleasure to have him with us today, and I will just ask Dr. Rana to come forward and present what he has prepared.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you, Dr. Nasir, for the brief introduction, and a very good one. I hope you guys are doing well. I made a small presentation and I'll try to be as precise as I can. Okay, so before starting the presentation, I'll let you guys know about one thing, that I'm not going to tell you what they will be asking you in a station, or what you need to study, or how you need to study, or which academy you need to go, or whether you need to go to an academy or not. I'm just going to tell you the things which you, if you keep in your mind, it will increase your chances of passing more than 80%. And these are very important things which we learned from our experience. Then I'll give you a few timelines of when you should be going through different exams and how you should be proceeding with those things. And then I'll try to clear out a few myths that people have regarding NHS and jobs in UK. So let's just start with the presentation. So CLAP 2 is a clinical OSCE exam, and it's a very different OSCE exam from those which we used to have in our med school. It's a patient-doctor interaction exam. It has 16 stations. Mostly 15 of those stations will involve a patient and a doctor, and one station would be like prescription writing or something, so you won't be having a patient on that station. So it's 16 stations. Each station is a total of 12 marks. 4 marks is for history taking, 4 marks is for your management skills, and 4 marks is for your interpersonal communication skills. So there you need to pass at least 10 stations with a minimum average score. That's all about CLAP exam. Then I have a few tips for the CLAP 2 exam. So as far as my opinion is, I don't think CLAP 2 is an exam of your knowledge. It's not an exam of your experience. I know a lot of people who have a lot of experience, but they have failed this exam, and I know a lot of people who don't have any experience, but they have passed this exam. So this exam is about your nerves, your time management, and most importantly, your communication skills. And I'm going to say a line which will help you in acing this exam. GMC does not want you to be a perfect doctor. They want you to be a safe doctor. And if you are a safe doctor, then you'll pass the exam. I know it's a very difficult exam because there are a lot of things at stake. You are in a different country. You have invested your time. You have invested your money into it. But it's a very, very easy and simple exam if you stuck to what they require from you. I remember when I went to give my Plateau exam, they have a debriefing before the exam where someone who is heading the exam comes to you and tells you what they expect from you. So she was a lady, she was a consultant. She came, she introduced herself and told us it's not a difficult exam. When you go to a station and stand outside the room, just read what the task says you to do. The most important thing in the STEM is the task that they require from you. If you read the task, do the relevant thing, you will never fail the station. So these are the few things. Dr. Komal has covered most of the things, but these are the things which are, from my point of view, which can increase your chances of success. One tip that I'll give you for passing the exam, or if you ask me what's the one tip to pass the exam, it's practice. Practice, practice, and practice as much you can. Start preparing it for early and don't overthink. You will be in many difficult situations where you will think that you don't know the management of this patient, you don't know about the diagnosis of this patient, you don't know how to overcome this difficult situation. So play safe. Just be very simple. Say that I will consult with my consultant, I will seek help with my senior, I'll read it from somewhere and then I'll come back to you, rather than doing something that is completely against the guidelines or that is making a big blunder. So just be safe and let the patient that know that you will come back and you'll tell her. So the most important tip regarding PLAB examination preparation and acing the exam is not to be involved only exam. Give yourself some time as well. You are in a different country, you are in a developing country of the world, you have spent money, you have spent your time, you have left your family. I know it's all for the exam, but it comes on your if it comes on the cost of your life, it's not worth it. So if you are very peaceful and relaxed in your mind, you'll be very relaxed on the exam day. But if you think about exam 60 days in a year and just do nothing and prepare for it and invest every bit of yourself into it, it's not worth it. You'll get tired from it and you'll not perform good on the exam day. So relax, give time to yourself, take good care of your health, take good care of your food, stay in a good accommodation, find good friends, stay with your friends, be sportive with your family, and yeah, be relaxed on the exam day. That's the most important thing. So this is all about CLAP 2 exam. And now I'll move to the myths that a few people have, and that's a general notion about medicine in UK. One of the biggest myths is that there's a lot of job saturation in UK and people are struggling to get jobs into UK. So before answering this question, you need to question yourself for three things. What is the job situation in your country? What are the odds of getting a training in your country? And why are you thinking about moving to UK? If you are thinking about moving to UK for a better future, for getting into a training, then you should have to do it. We all on the panel, we are like 5 to 8 doctors working over here. If you ask anyone out of us, all of us know how understaffed NHS is. There is a lot of shortage of doctors and it's not going to be fulfilled any soon. I've seen a lot of people expressing their concerns over not getting a job, but I have not seen a single person who hasn't gotten a job in the NHS. A few people get job in 6 months, a few people get job in a year, but a few people get in a month as well. So it all depends upon your application, upon your interview skills, and a lot of other things, but eventually you'll get a job. Usman Bhai has something to say.
Yes, I was just going to say that Shahzeb is absolutely right. You would get a job. It may take longer. You may not get the job which you specifically want, but you would get a job. You would. Thank you.
Okay. The next myth that people have is, and especially for the students who are aspiring to be giving PLAB 2 exam and starting to working in the UK, that you can pass PLAB 2 with a week's preparation and you don't need to go to an academy. I am highly against this statement. I don't believe in it. You can't pass PLAB 2 in just 1 week preparation, and that too without academy. And I'll tell you why, the rationale for that. The healthcare system in UK is completely different to the healthcare system you have in your country. To get acclimatized to the healthcare system in UK, you need to know about the system. And to know about the system, you need to practice of that system. And that practice takes time. So you can't pass PLAB 2 exam with 1 week's preparation and without going to an academy. I know a lot of people who have passed PLAB 2 with 1 week's preparation without even going to academy, but it's a big exam. You have invested a lot of time, a lot of money. You have left your family. You are worried about your future and career. So I'll highly recommend you to give a lot of time to it, at least 1.5 months, and do it with an academy for your experience. The next myth is that clinical attachment is an absolute necessity to get a job in UK. I'm highly against this statement as well. I don't think clinical attachment is necessary for getting a job in UK. Clinical attachment doesn't even count as NHS experience. It just adds to your CV. I know people with clinical attachments who haven't gotten a job after 8 months, and I know someone without clinical attachment who has got a job in 3 months. So it's good if you want to learn about the UK system, if you want to get familiar to the UK system, it's good. So my opinion regarding clinical attachment would be, if it's for free and you can get it easily with all the finances, accommodation, traveling, and things sorted, then you should do it. Otherwise, it's not worth your time or money. And the last thing is that a lot of people say that you can't get a surgery training post in UK, or you can't get into a training in UK. This is also, I don't believe in it. You need to understand what UK and NHS requires from you if you want to pursue medicine or surgery training. For medicine training, they have a self-scoring system. If you go onto IMT recruitment side, it is internal medicine training recruitment side, there's a list of criteria that they require from you. If you have that criteria and you have a good self-score, then you will definitely get shortlisted. Then it depends upon your interview, and then you get a job of your liking, depending upon your merit. If you want to go into general surgery, radiology, psychiatry, emergency medicine, GP practice, obs and gynae, you need to pass an exam that is called as MSRA, multi-specialty recruitment exam. So getting into a surgery training is not difficult. The surgery training pathway is a bit longer than medicine or any other specialty in UK, but you can get into a surgery training and you can become a very good surgeon over here. Dr. Usman can throw some light on that as well, because he's a consultant surgeon. He's working in the UK since a very long time. So I've not seen anyone who has tried to get a surgery training and has got surgery training. The last thing from my presentation is the timelines for the PLAB journey. So I'll advise you when should proceed for the PLAB exam. You can't book a PLAB 1 seat without having a GMC account. And for you to have a GMC account, you need to have your final date of your MBBS. So practically speaking, you cannot book a PLAB 1 seat unless and until you have cleared your final year MBBS. So as soon as you clear your final year MBBS, get done with your OET as soon as possible. Keep a very close eye on the Facebook, Google, Instagram, GMC pages. General Medical Council of the UK releases PLAB 1 seats these days, depending upon the dates and availability. So what date is mostly suitable for you? Book a OET in that period, keeping in mind that it will expire in 2 years. Then give your PLAB 1. After giving your PLAB 1, you should book a PLAB 2 with a gap of at least 6 months. You need a lot of things to come here for PLAB 2. You need visa, bank statement, a lot of documentations. Then you need accommodation, traveling, and all of these things. These things take time. So I'll recommend and suggest you to have at least 6 months of time between PLAB 1 and PLAB 2. And as soon as you clear your PLAB 2, apply for the GMC registration. And there's one more thing that is required for GMC registration, that is ECFMG certified medical diploma. When you have your final year MBBS degree with you and you are done with your MBBS, make an account on Epic website. You can Google it, you can YouTube it. A lot of information is available on that. Get your medical degree, final year MBBS degree, certified with ECFMG, certified ECFMG degree, OET and your both parts of PLAB 2 are required for you to get registered with GMC. So as soon as you get registered with GMC, start applying for the jobs, apply broadly everywhere in the UK to any department, and prepare well. Okay, the last thing that I have, a lot of people might be thinking that they haven't worked in the NHS, they don't know about the system, and they'll be misfit in the system. So I know that 95% trust, I might be very optimistic, but that's from my experience and learning. 95% of the trust in the UK, they offer anyone who joins them for the first time a shadowing period where you only observe what the other people in your similar shoes or in your shoes are doing, and you learn from them. I'm working as a teaching fellow in CNTW. Teaching fellow, my 3 days in a week are where I am teaching medical students, and 2 days are clinical, where I am doing my clinical things. I'm not a UK graduate, I'm a Pakistani graduate. I don't know about the UK curriculum, their MBBS timetable, their courses, or how they deliver it. I know nothing about it, but they gave me a good period of time. They gave me 1 month of shadowing where I learned how to deliver lectures, what the curriculum is, what they are requiring of me. And eventually I am now leading my classes. I take third-year classes, I take fifth-year classes, and I do my clinical work as well. So don't be worried that you will be a misfit. They'll give you enough to get familiar. That's it from my side. I wish you all very good luck and best luck for your journey of starting NHS jobs and your pathway. I'd like to thank everyone. If you have any questions, you can email me or find me on social medias. And in the end, I'll take 10 more seconds to thank AIMCAUK UK for giving this platform and for providing with this opportunity. Good luck, everyone. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.
Thank you very much, Shahdev, for providing us with a clearer perspective and dispelling numerous myths surrounding the topic. And I don't want to say that, but I will say that if whoever said they passed PLAB 2 with 1 week of preparation, they are lying, because maybe they passed it in second or third attempt with first 1 week of preparation, but that is not true. Because this is not something that you have a syllabus and you are just going to go through that and then you will appear in the exam. And if you've done it, you have given the answers right, and then you'll pass. No, this is something that you develop over time, and it needs to become a part of your personality. You have to groom yourself. It's like kind of an acting that you are doing, but you have to groom it and keep that in mind that you are going to work in this system. So you are going to be like that, like the way GMC expects you to behave. And there are a few things that some of us neglect, that for every topic, go to NHS website and just search what has written there. All the diseases are briefly explained there, like in simple words for the general population. Just prepare from that, okay? If you are not liking your notes and they're extensive, just go to the NHS website. And then on the GMC website, there are certain scenarios, like 10 to 15 of different roles and different scenario which a doctor, especially in a GP setting, they face, and just go through those roles as well. People do not look at that. People just go to an academy and just look to the notes and read through the notes and practice. Obviously that is important, but go to NHS website, go through GMC website and find out how the system works here and what they are trying to deliver here and what kind of knowledge they are giving to your patient. And basically that is how you are going to act in your exam. So I would now pass the mic back to Dr. Hayat to carry on the session, because he definitely does it better and he definitely has more to say. So just write down all the questions, and Dr. Hayat with Dr. Hafsa and all of us will give our input. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Nasia. I was listening the presentation prepared by Dr. Rana. It's amazing and comprehensive, especially the young Iqbalians who want to come in UK. So he mentioned once GMC doesn't want a perfect doctor, they want safe and polite doctor. So I remember when I was in exam, the chief invigilator came and addressed, and he says, "Be polite and stick to the basics." So believe me, we study from AIMC, and every Iqbalian is very talented. We know each and everything. But the problem is we have to reproduce in a very concise, relevant, and focused, because in 8 minutes it's very difficult to go through. You need to go and perform according to what GMC says. Suppose if we drive in Pakistan, like someone has been driving for 10 years, but once he come in UK, he might fail driving test if they are not following UK. So if you need to go towards right in front by, so first you need to see the rear mirror, then right side mirror, then give the indicator, and then turn the car. That's the main idea of flap 2. It's very easy if you go according to GMC guidelines. I mean, you should know where are you. Like if you are in emergency, your approach will be different. Being emergency physician, I know how to deal. Like suppose if the patient is coming with chest pain, you have to rule out 2A and 4P. ACS, aortic dissection, 4P, pneumothorax, pneumonia, peptic ulcer perforation, and PE. Definitely in notes, it's written like costochondritis, shingles, GERD, very irrelevant things. So you should know what emergency physician is. Emergency physician is like SSG in Pakistan. So SSG is come only when there's a high, too much problem, not for the minor things. If you are uh, uh, sitting in GP, like Dr. Fan can endorse it, so you need to know what is a red flag. So if there's a red flag, you need to refer. So I will refer rather than vomiting out the knowledge in front of the patient and giving the prescription, giving the impression to the examiner that I have learned the notes from the academy. As Dr. Komal mentioned, we are not endorsing any academy, but definitely from our background where we are not English oriented, most of the people we speak Punjabi and Urdu, and we take history in Punjabi and Urdu in Jinnah Hospital. So it's very difficult to definitely to communicate with the patient. So yeah, so thanks for being so hardworking. And I know living in UK it's very difficult to take time, spare time. And you know, AIMCAUK UK believes in serving young Iqbalians. Our young Iqbalians is our love, and we are passionate, we are dedicated to serve them. I am very thankful, Dr. Usman Khan, Dr. Komal, Dr. Rana Shazib, and Dr. Nasia Khalid. I have my, I am pleased to have amazing personality, very talented and hardworking Dr. Hafsa Abid. She didn't pass PLAB 2 in first attempt only, but she also did MRCP 1 and 2 being in Pakistan. And before proceeding further, I would like to say thanks to all the people, and I will hand over to Dr. Hafsa to conduct a question and answer session, please.
Hello, Assalamu alaikum. Thank you so much for providing me the opportunity to be here and to be amongst the amazing people who are here to guide our juniors. And let's move forward towards the Q&A. There are some questions that people have been asking. One of the questions is how we deal with bank statement and visa process. So who would like to answer about this from our panelists?
Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, please, Dr. Hayat, if you have.
No. I am. You are saying, Dr. Hafsa, you can direct whatever you mean to whom you want to expect the answer.
Okay, Komal,
Yes.
We all panelists are ready to answer.
All right, Komal, you should answer this question, please.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Hafsa. So I had experience of I had few friends who invested like 4 to 5 lakhs, and one of my friends, she gave like 7 lakh to a consultant, and at my time visa fee was like just 25,000. So you can compare. So there is a question that how much bank statement and where. Please go to UKVI site. Make this as your habit if you want to come to the UK. Okay, we are medicos. We so much focused on what others are telling us, what notes are telling us, and we are not used to open sites. Like Dr. Nasya said, for NHS, open NHS site, read the management, go to UKVI site. Every person's circumstances changes. So basic rule is whatever you are going to show to the government, how much will you spend in your tenure, 14 days or 1 month, it should be minimum twice or thrice of that amount which you're showing as your expenditures, and it should be in your account for minimum 3 to up to 6 months in your account. This is the rule. Okay, but it depends upon from which that money is coming. If someone is sponsoring you, like your father or your brother, it should not create that much problem. But if it's your own salary account, then it will be a big problem if you have a new job and all of a sudden after 2 months you are having 15 lakhs in your account from 2 months of job. It will be questionable and people have got their visa refused based on this thing. There are few people who are not charging that much and who are scared, and I think few of our colleague Dr. Rana, we had consultation with that consultant. I think he was nice enough to charge very less. We are not here going to sponsor any consultant, but read the UKVI site and compare your expenses and top up that amount, convert into rupees, double or triple it, get into your account with an explanation where this money is coming from. It's very important to explain where this money is coming from, and you're good to go. And find a colleague who has done their own visa process. They can help you a lot in this thing because it's a bit complicated and it varies individual to individual. So it's better to read a UKVI site for once.
Right. Thank you so much, Komal. So does anyone else want to add in for that? All right.
I think it's very comprehensive, yeah.
Okay, let's move to the next question. Dr. Usama is asking that how can I get updates regarding upcoming webinars? I'm sure that we are going to update them on our Facebook and WhatsApp pages and groups. Other than that, Dr. Hayat would always be the best person to contact regarding those questions. All right, Muhammad Ubaidullah is asking, there is a bulk of content available for preparation of PLAB 2. Choosing what's right is kind of difficult without knowing what will actually help. What resources in the panelist view are good to stick with out of all that is available? In my opinion, there are plenty of books available. You should just stick to the one, but for the management part of the PLAB 2, they also judge your knowledge. And I'm not saying that you should have a lot of knowledge, but you should have the basics. So for that purpose, I would suggest that always try to visit the nice CKS guidelines. If you can open them from Pakistan, I'm not sure if you can do that because it was the practice in our academy that we used to do. The history part and the examination part and the blood investigation part is almost similar for every patient. But for the management, there are some sort of differences. So what you need to do is just go to the NICE guidelines and see how the GMC expects you to answer that question, right? If that is about the scabies, you should just quickly go to the scabies and see how they're managing it, right? So always try and compare the book you are having with the actual NICE guidelines, all right? And you can choose any book. I'm not endorsing here any academy or any specific book, but if I'm allowed to say one, I used to do the book of Aspire, and it has, like, most of the books are copy and paste of each other, to be honest, right? So you can do any book, but compare it with the guidelines, all right? So I think that's all about that.
I would like to add, thank you, Dr. Hafsa. That is pretty much I'm going to say, but yes, Aspire notes, because we are not promoting anything, but we can definitely help. So Aspire notes are a good, most of the notes from every academy are copied from the Aspire ones, I guess, because they are very readily available. Most of the Iqbalians recently joined Mosobi, and I wouldn't deny that his notes are really good. I started with Aspire notes, but then because I joined the academy, then my partners were studying from there, the Mosobi notes. So I kind of stuck to the Mosobi one. and they were equally they were same. Basically, he kind of copy pasted, but they try to improve them. But just compare, if you're doing the academy ones, just compare it to the Aspire ones or any notes that the topic are similar, because sometimes there are certain topics that are not available in one book. But do not really fuss about that, because it's not that PLAB 2 is about like 500 scenarios or 600 scenarios. Yes, management is important, as Dr. Hafsa said, but even if you get like a very particular part of the management wrong, but if you have a layout for the management, like in the management, you have to start with the patient's concerns, not your concern, like that he has got scabies, so let's just give him this whatever we gave for scabies, okay? But if maybe the patient is home, like mostly if the patient is homeless, let's say, and he's like kind of crying during his history, then don't just go to, okay, so I think you have scabies and this is this. Maybe try to give, say, a few words of sympathy, or maybe empathy, not sympathy, sorry, empathy to him, and take it from there. So yeah, management is important, but it's not just that you have to find the treatment. So CKS guideline is also good, but it's very detailed. So I would again say, for the basic GP practice diseases and scenario, go to NHS website. The relevant information suitable to our like suitable for an FY2 level is given there. Yeah, if some things are complicated, some scenarios are complicated, just go to the CKS guidelines and try to find out. And 500 scenarios are there, but I divided my PLAB 2 preparation in a way that I have to do, like, there is history taking station. So most of the history taking stations are similar. Then there is a breaking bad news station. Then there is an angry patient station. So there could be like 50 scenarios about an angry patient, but the patient is angry and you have to manage an angry patient, not like you cannot change the system or anything. The patient is angry about the system, just manage like that. So yes, just stick, but I would just say stick to one notes, but do ask around if you have time. If you not have time, just do not bother about what's happening in other academies, but use your common sense, use the knowledge available on NHS and CKS, and just stick to one thing. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much.
Very quick thing I will mention. If you need any information about a disease in patient's language, visit patient.co.uk. This is extremely good authenticated website which translate the medical terminology into simple words. Any answer is any disease, you type it there, if they will give you the information which you can pass on to patient. So patient can go there to read that information, but it's better if you want to explain that thing to patient, read it yourself. So simple problems like scabies, arthritis, blah, 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 whatever, you can go and read the information in a simple language, which you can convey to patient.
All right.
Let me add a few words. I'm thankful to Hafsa and Nasia. Definitely their words are very epic and golden for the new PLAB and the Kamalians. I think, we all are doctors. So after becoming a registered doctor in Pakistan, so we know each and everything. Knowledge is the same. I mean, if the chest pain, we have the human here in English, in England is the same. The way you prepare in structured form, like if you go inside the cubicle, you have to be kind. Number one is very communication skill is number one. Number two is the knowledge. So knowledge you have, like I quoted the example for the chest pain, you have to rule out 2A and 4P. So listen the patient carefully. If the patient is saying, I was sitting on the sofa and 2 hours ago, all of a sudden I had severe chest pain, which was stabbing and it went to my back towards back. And the pain was so severe, I got a couple of vomiting. So you need to apply here Socrates. So what it said 2 hours ago, site was the chest pain. O onset 2 hours ago. Character, he's mentioned stabbing. R mentioned radiation to back. A mentioned associated with a couple of vomiting. So listen carefully, go with the open question, ask, how can I help you? Would you please tell me what brings you to the hospital? Then actor will tell you the story because they are directed, Dr. Osman will endorse, they are directed to answer accordingly. So if you listen carefully, he has given you 70% answer with the first sentence. Then you are not supposed to repeat it. If you repeat it, it means you are not listening. So your listening will be marked. Then you need to ask, would you please tell me more about the pain? And he will tell 90% in only 2 sentences. And if you later on, you can ask the leading question. This is the tips. What in academy is told, what is written in the notes, they are firing the question. Where's the pain? Where it will go? Do you have any vomiting? So that's the problem which being Pakistani, being Asian doctor, we are facing. So once go through the Socrates, then it comes to the DD. So DD, as I told you, 2A and 4P, you have to ask 2 questions. When you are trying to rule out PE, ask them, do you have any calf muscle swelling or pain? Do you have any shortness of breath? Don't ask 1 question at one time, and then after that you rule out pneumonia or aortic dissection. Then again you remember, oh, I have to ask again about the long travel or calf muscle pain. So you have to ask 2 questions. Then it comes maftosa. In maftosa, it's only relevant. If you aortic dissection, only thing risk factor you know is smoking, hypertension, diabetes. Don't ask about irrelevant things. So you need to cut it, and then history is completed. So I think because as I mentioned earlier, we are not English oriented, so we have definitely take basics notes like Nasia mentioned, Aspire notes. They are good notes, but my recommendation is prepare your own notes. Try to be concise so that it should be finished within 8 minutes, and don't give impression to the examiner that you have learned these notes by heart. That's the main tip. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Hayat. There was a question.
Sorry, Dr. Hafsa, there's just one thing I want to add. My colleagues, they have told you so beautiful tips. What happens, you will listen these tips from all around you, but still many candidates fail to follow these tips. And one thing that I realized is you people listen to whatever people are telling you. You go to your study partner doesn't know these things. They start practicing with you in the opposite way, and then you're coming back to those conventional ways. Please share these things with your study partners and try to stick to these things which everyone has told you, please.
All right. So there was a question. Is it necessary to complete the task in 8 minutes? And if we complete the task before 8 minutes, what to do after that? I would say that it is very difficult to complete the task in 8 minutes. And if you get the time, then maybe sit and have some conversation with the examiner. Otherwise, I think 8 minutes is a proper time in which you'll do a good history taking, good examination, and good management. And yes, you should complete, or at least you should jump, you should be at the mid of your management by 8 minutes. Otherwise, there were people who were telling that you have to complete your station by 8 minutes, but to be honest, many of my stations I couldn't complete in 8 minutes. I was in mid of the management. I couldn't reach the total end that I'm just sitting, So I wouldn't say that you have to complete your task in 8 minutes, but yes, you have to reach up to the management part and at least tell him the basic things to imply that you are a safe doctor, right? It's my opinion, but others can have a varied opinion about that. All right.
Yeah, move on next, please.
Okay. Next question is how, please guide us about the clinical attachments. So Rana Shahzeb did mention some of things about the clinical attachments in his slides, but I would suggest that you can find them by emailing the respective hospitals. Try to contact the HRs, and there are different emails available for the hospitals that are providing clinical attachments. and you can always see if there are vacancies available, they'll ask you. But I would suggest that do not over-expend over the clinical attachment. It is not compulsory to have an attachment to secure a job. But obviously, if you have so much on your CV, it's always good to have so much on your CV, right? If you're getting a clinical attachment easily, grab it. But you don't have to do, you have to go extra to get the attachment. All right, I hope that answers your question. Okay, Zain Ahmed is asking how much bank statement is needed if you're using your own account. I think we have answered this question, right? How to apply for jobs. There is a site that is called Track Jobs and NHS Jobs, where we apply for the jobs, and you have to put your CV in, and then you start applying for the jobs. There's only one way how everyone apply in UK for the jobs.
Sorry, we are giving our maximum support, and we guided a lot about CV preparation and interview preparation. Definitely, we will conduct another separate session regarding CV making and interview preparation. Thank you.
So Ahmed Junejo is asking about the MRCP exam. There's going to be another video for that purpose, because it's a big thing. But yes, I can tell you that RCP exams is a very good thing to have on your CV, because as Rana Shahzeeb said, that the NHS is always understaffed. But you're not only the ones who are applying for the jobs. It's not only Pakistan who's applying for the job. There are people from all over the world who are applying for the jobs, and the competition is always there. And it's more of the supply and demand sort of thing, that you have to be consistent with your job applications, and you have to do your best in augmenting your CV, maybe add in some courses, maybe add in some RCP exams, add in some clinical attachments. The more you can have it, the more it is brighter chance that you can secure a job easily, right? Okay, so there is a question about any info regarding UK MLA, any dates announced for 2025. Has anyone any idea about that? I don't know about this. UK MLA for 2025. Dr. Hayat?
So actually GMC is talking about UK MLA since I think 2021.
Yeah.
And we are not sure when they are launching, definitely, but we should focus on flap 2.
Okay, so if there's a question, if a patient comes with pain in chest or abdomen, like he's struggling with pains, should we offer him painkiller first before proceeding further, or only acknowledging him would be enough? So it's always a two-way conversation. You have to acknowledge, but yes, you have to give him a treatment, right? So it's a balance.
I would like to say that the question, you have answered the half of the questions yourself, that you have to acknowledge, definitely, even if it's for painkiller, or if you think anything at all, just acknowledge that, because that is what they are looking for, that that the doctor cares for the patient and he acknowledges whatever the patient is saying. And if you have acknowledged it in a nice way, like, oh, I can see that you are in pain, and I know these are the kind of cliche statements, then whatever you are going to say about that, the pain, after acknowledging the pain, say that, okay, definitely you are in too much pain. Do you think you can talk and give me some more information regarding this, so that I can find a suitable painkiller for you? He will definitely, most likely, understand that, and he'll let you move on. But if the patient is still not agreeing, that means he's giving you a clue that you have to give him or offer him painkiller. Okay, And don't just say, okay, then I will get you a painkiller or something. Then ask, okay, let's just tell me quickly if you have taken any painkiller recently, if you're allergic to anything. Okay, and then I will have a look which is the suitable one for me, and I will prescribe it and ask my colleague to give it. Because that is how it works. A doctor prescribe here, and most of the time the colleagues or the nurses mainly they prescribe it. They give you the painkiller. So definitely acknowledge every clue that the patient or the role player is giving you. And if he's not moving forward from that, then there is a clue in that. Okay. Then you have to definitely deal with that. And that is kind of your IPS or whatever marks they're going to give you. And then the scenario will continue. So acknowledging everything is very important.
All right. I think we have
just to a word of warning. We are past more than 1 hour, so we need to quickly take the questions and brief answers so that we can wind up in a specific time. Okay.
Right. I think we have answered all the questions that were on the.
No, Dr. says 16 notification.
Yeah, but they're almost the same questions.
Okay.
RCP exams, 3 questions
Okay.
from the RCP exams.
Okay.
Yeah. There's someone who is saying that please guide us how to get PLAB 1 seat quickly. So that's a big hassle, I must say. Everyone knows how to secure a PLAB 1 seat. You just have to secure a good internet connection. You have to sit with some of the people who know how to do that and just grab the opportunity. There's nothing you can do about it, to be honest. You just have to get a good internet connection and do the required procedure to get the PLAB 1 seat. Because what they do nowadays is that they announce one date on which they are giving the all of the PLAB seats for the 1 year are given on that date. So you just have to try your luck. Anyone has any tips regarding how to secure a PLAB 1 seat more quickly?
I think it's non-academic. It's just, as you told, good internet and keep on trying. That's what we can do.
Yeah. Okay, so there's one person who is asking, do we need to remember the medication names and dosages for the management of PLAB 2 stations? So would you like to answer that, Dr. Hayat?
Yeah, I think where the prescription writing is concerned, definitely you have to know it. But otherwise, if suppose a patient is coming with otitis media, you can say we will give antibiotic and paracetamol. That's enough. Actually, the thing is, it's very important to know the basics of lab 2. Basics, as I told, is 2 things. Number 1 is definitely basic knowledge. I will always talk like if you're sitting in DHQ or RHC Surgoda and someone comes with the abdominal pain, what is your duty as a house officer? Not laparoscopic surgeon, not general surgery. You will give one tika, pain. So many of the people who does the station, they forget to prescribe the painkiller and their issue is marked, meaning you couldn't find the issue of the patient. So issue was the patient was coming with abdominal pain and vomiting. You have to give antiemetic, you have to give analgesic, and definitely fluoride or antibiotic. And if you don't mention the name, it's fine. So regarding the previous question which was asked, I think it's very important. And Dr. Nasia, she clearly cleared these things very beautifully. So I just want to add that main thing is this exam is communication skills and softness. You cannot go forward if patient is in pain. My wife, she's done FCPS in 2020 and she is graduated 2014 in AIMC. She didn't attend the academy at all and she was pregnant that time. Her study partner was Dr. Nasia. I used to teach her. She didn't go a single time in any academy. She didn't go a single mock session. She didn't go any manicums. and she passed all the station except one station, that was the pain, renal colic. And she presented the way I told, but the only mistake she did, after giving the painkiller, she didn't ask, "Are you comfortable?" Because patient, I think in between asked, "I am in pain, doctor," twice. So that's very important, which actually DMC is expecting. So it's softness, kindness first, then you. If the patient is not comfortable, you cannot go forward. That's the tip. Yeah.
Right. Okay, I think we are done with most of the questions regarding tattoo. So I think we should ask our panelists to just
Okay.
give some.
Thanks, Dr. Afzab, sparing your valuable time for us. And definitely we need to move forward. And next speaker is a very famous ophthalmologist, consultant ophthalmologist, very vocal, social, dynamic, and vibrant personality, Dr. Ayaz Asgar. Please express your words with us, please.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you very much for your kind introduction. My duty today is in the background, and I would like to thank all the devoted team of AIMCAUK UK who have done a wonderful job today. And I'm very proud the way this whole webinar went through, and I'm especially grateful to all the speakers, panelists, and the presenters who spared their valuable time on Saturday to join this webinar. And I would also like to share that AIMCAUK UK would be issuing a webinar attendance and participation certificates. And the one condition is that you need to be a member of AIMCAUK UK, and which can be easily done if you go on AIMCAUK UK website and join the AIMCAUK UK online. And the other announcement is regarding the next webinar, which would be on the 4th February, and it will be at 9 a.m. UK time. And we shall share further details. And please visit our website and social media forums. So up till next time, Allah Hafiz from me, and over to Hayat for his concluding remarks.
Thanks, Dr. Yazaskar. Your continuous support and help is always there. And I am very grateful to have you with us. I am very thankful to all our speakers and attendees, definitely Kbalians, who spare their time and join us. Allama Iqbal Medical College, Alumni UK believes in caring and friendship. Let's be friends. Join AIMCAUK UK as a member. Be active and dynamic. And as we all know, helping others is a very beautiful thing given by Almighty Allah. Allah is always happy if you support other human being. And I will end this session with beautiful words of Shakespeare. Everyone that flatters thee is no friend in misery. Words are easy, like the wind. Faithful friends are hard to find. Be friend of AIMCAUK UK. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Good Hafiz, everyone.